catching feelings, baby. You get me feeling, you get me feeling. I just keep me satisfied.
Hi guys, welcome to Nene TV. I'm here with another review on the season 14 finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am currently in the car right now filming. It is raining, but we're still gonna do what it do. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also, on this channel, I will be doing a lot more reviews on your reality shows. If there's certain shows you'd like me to review, comment them down below, and I can do that also. So, what's up? Let's go. So, Marlo and her nephews decide to sign this crib, right? And she says that maybe Ross can help her nephews out with a father figure. I said father. Lord have mercy. Father figure in their life. So they have all these little mechanic outfits made for them to help them, learn how to change a tire, how to do oil. And this isn't the first time, Marlo expressed having the nephews, having a father figure. When she sent them off to her sister's house, she thought it was a good idea because, her husband was there and he was a male figure or whatever, even though it still wasn't the best idea. But she thinks that will help them in their life, which I understand having a father figure is good, especially with young boys these days. So they have that going on. So while they're doing that, Marlo rolls up to Sonya's crib, and she's like asking where the food's at. Sonya did not cook. One, she can't cook. She made it very clear she cannot cook. She was waiting for Marlo to get there so they can cook together, is what she said. So while they're in the midst of talking and starting the food, Marlo behind over here on Uber Eats placing her order. Like, girl. But I don't blame you, girl. I love to eat too. So, alright, so we are opening up with Miss Kenya Twirl Moore. So she's on the phone with someone about her hair care line that she has been working on for a while on this season. Not just this season, but multiple seasons actually. And she's finally getting offers from CVS, 5,000 stores, which is amazing for Miss Twirl. Hopefully Sheree can take a little bit of notes. But she's doing what she got to do to get her coin, and it's working in her favor, and she definitely deserves it. So Sonya's talking to Marlo, and they're discussing the IUD. And she said that her and Ross had a conversation, and before they had issues on deciding if they want to have another baby or not. Ross really wanted a kid. Sonya was not ready for another kid. She felt like Ross was not prepared, was not mentally ready for a child, and that he wasn't actually there for her when she had the first son. So she was not really ready for another kid. So when they had the conversation, they came to agreement that, okay, the reason why we was really arguing is because we weren't hearing each other out. We weren't really listening to what we were saying. And then when they actually broke it down and was listening to each other, Ross had decided, like, okay, if you're not ready, I understand. He's like, I might want it, but I don't want to go through this alone. I want you to go through it alone. So when he said that made Sonya have a change of thought. She was like, oh, that was so sexy. I like that. So I'm going to give him what he wants pretty much. And she decides that, okay, I'm going to get my IUD taken out. So she's saying that, okay, I'm seeing that he understands what I'm trying to say, and that he knows the needs and wants that I want when it comes to having a child, and that he hears my concerns and he wants to change it around. So I'm child, I don't know. I guess they want to have kids now. Not sure how it's gonna fit in their schedule or whatever, but that's none of my business. But so they came to the agreement that, okay, it's possible they're gonna try for another kid. So that's where we're at with that. So Marlo then discusses that her mom is coming into town. She hasn't seen her mom in about 3 years at this point. Last time she saw her mother, it went really bad. They had bad arguments. When they got into it, apparently her mom knocked at each neighbor's door and called her a dumb bee and all this other stuff, being real disrespectful. So they don't have the best mother-daughter relationship at the time. So she's not quite sure how this is going to go. Her mom apparently was also hooked on drugs, so she wasn't in the best headspace. So she's a little nervous about that reunion at the moment. So Sheree shows up to her event area where her event planner and Ron is there, and they're discussing the place. The place looks nice little space, probably fits about 100 200 people. Sheree's concern is that pretty much she's supposed to have 24 pieces, y'all. 24. She only has 5. And her event is like 4 days away at this point. So she's very concerned. She's very emotional, which I don't understand, Sheree. You spent all this money and all this time that you claim you have on this, and you still ain't gotten stuff right. Like, you would think for someone who spent all this money on this event that you would have the top-notch people. You would stay on them all the time or whatever. Or take it as serious as you want to be serious. You know what I'm saying? You get the amount of effort you put into it is what you're going to get. So, I'm putting it all on her. You know, because she could have been doing what she was supposed to be doing, and they just slacking. However, at this point, you this close to your debut of your fashion show, and you went from 24 to 5? 5? Girl. So, she's all emotional. They're trying to boost her up. Everyone's really nervous about this show, y'all. So, let's see how this is going to play out. So, Marlo goes to pick up her mom, who looks just like her. You know, she's a adorable little lady. So, Marlo goes, girl, where your teeth? She said, girl, they ain't ready today. Then just to tell her to find out she threw them away on accident. You threw your teeth away for accident. Mind you, these teeth cost $5,000. And you accidentally threw them away. Anyways, so they're riding around. They're going to this little cute little boutique or whatever. And, you know, they're telling them that, you know, her mom's trying to do like this wholesale type thing. You know, she's kind of a fashionista like how Marlo is. So they're trying on things, and then they start to have a discussion about their what the arguments and how they, you know, trying to catch up and stuff. So apparently, Marlo, you know, forgave her mom for certain things that she has done, and then the mom is seeking one from Marlo, and Marlo's really kind of confused as to why she's seeking an apology. And Marlo feels like, okay, this is a good thing we're talking in public, because maybe if it's in public, she wouldn't react as crazy as she would had it been more discreet in closed doors. So as they're communicating, you know, apparently the mom's issue was, you know, she felt like Marlo kicked her out the house that Marlo bought for her. And she was not understanding why she got kicked out. Marlo was saying it's not a safe environment. She had the nephews there, had the kids there. And her main reason for buying the house really is for the, you know, the grandkids to inherit it, you know, when they get older, stuff like that, so they wouldn't grow up in foster care. Because, you know, Marlo, she would grow up in foster care, you know, so she made that very, very clear. And the mom was hooked on drugs really, really bad. The place was not a place for children, and she felt like the mom had to go. And, you know, Michael and William, her nephews, they did decide to call Marlo to tell him, like, can you come get me because I don't feel safe here. So that's how that big old thing happened with them. But, you know, the mom, she still didn't understand why Marlo stayed away for so long. She felt really, really hurt by it. She started to, you know, get real emotional. Well, they both really got emotional. You know, I feel like Marlo does have a soft spot in her heart, y'all. I think a lot of her root issues do come from her past and her mom and stuff like that. Now, that's not giving her a pass now. That's not giving her a pass. But I do understand her a little bit more when it comes to certain things because of the environment she grew up in. So, you know, her mom hugged it out. You know, they try to understand each other, why they felt the way they felt towards each other. So, Kenya's at her launch for her hair care line. You know, a few of her friends came to support her. Saying they're proud of her, which, you know, she is well deserved. You know, getting to see everyone's like, oh, she in CVS, she in the CVS. You know what I mean? They make it like a big old deal, which it is. But just how they said it was kind of funny to me. But so they're discussing, you know, if they're ready for Sheree's fashion show. There was all the concern because, you know, she buy no fashions, girl. She ain't got nothing. So they're a little concerned there. You know, Drew throws in a little shade. You know, well, hopefully something about paying. She's still mad because she didn't get paid for the party that she threw for Marlo and Kenya for their birthday. She's known for not paying people, child. So she's still throwing shots. She still feels some type of way about her money, which I don't blame her. I don't pay by my money either. But at this point, she ain't paid by now. She ain't gonna pay. Boo. Like, they feel like they hope it don't turn to a party, because last time they checked, Sheree didn't have many fashion pieces at all, and they were trying to figure out the numbers and everything like that. So it was okay, hope it doesn't turn to a party. And then here comes Drew with her side comment about, well, you know, she didn't want to pay at parties, girl. You know, there's like, dang, they still ain't pay you yet. At this point, you ain't finna get that money. You might as well go ahead and forget it, honey. You was not getting that money by now. At this point. But yeah, so they're really concerned for Sheree. They're hoping everything goes well. So, and before they left, y'all, if y'all realized a couple seasons ago, Kenya behind had interrupted Marlo's little wig launch or something she had going on with her hair care line, you know, during her little hair care chant. So when they left, they made a little joke about it. They was in their little chant walking about the door. So Kenny decides to meet up with her mom, Mama Joyce, and they want to talk about, you know, the trust funds for the kids and Todd and all the other good stuff. So this scene pretty much, you know, Mama Joyce is still low-key on her little bandwagon against Todd. Just a little bit. She feels like, okay, Candy feels like she should leave something for her husband, Todd. Mama Joyce don't feel that way. Mama Joyce feels like, don't he get enough R to beam with you now? When you dang gone, he don't need no extra stuff. Give it to some other heifer. So, you know what I mean? And then she felt a way about, she feels like Riley should be at the forefront. You know, and then Candy was a little concerned because she's okay, well, I have 2 other kids now, not just Riley. But Mama Joyce was okay, well, Riley was here first before all this other mess happened. And she feels strong like, oh, well, other kids, they got a daddy. Riley didn't have a daddy in her life. Now it's other stuff, which I get to a certain extent how she feels that way. But her kids is still her kids. You know what I mean? Whether it came from a different dad or not, it's still her child. You know, and she still feels like she's leaving something for Todd. And Candy feels like, okay, she does not want him to marry. If something was to happen to her, she does not want him to marry somebody else. Which, I mean, that's just common sense. Most people will feel that way. Or some people want them to just have happiness. Now, don't get me wrong. She did say that she don't mind him dating. But to me, if I date for marriage. At this point in life, we grown. So if it came down to it and that's what it was, then I feel like you can't date and then not want to have the mindset of getting married. That's right, y'all. So it's one more day into the show. Everyone's in the event space who's kind of in the show. Sheree's daughter shows up. We get to see her, beautiful girl. Apollo shows up, and Tyrone, y'all. Tyrone makes his appearance. Oh, Tyrone comes in, y'all. Sheree looking like, Tyrone, what you doing here? You know, which everyone's thinking what you doing here. Y'all, let me tell you the part I died at. Her daughter was like, who that? Girl, she said, who is that? And when they said Tyrone, she went, oh, Tyrone. But, you know, she's like, he's short, y'all. He's short. But, yeah, so Tyrone and Sheree step aside, had a conversation. Sheree's trying to figure out what you're doing here. Excuse me. Tyrone trying to figure out, you know, what y'all doing here. Sheree was like, so Marlo's mom, Marlo shows her mom the archive, her little business. And, you know, she's like, okay, I like what you're doing. This is cute. This is cute. You know, and then they kind of got into it over, I guess, her mom's new boo. Well, I won't say new, because apparently they've been dating for a couple years now, but he's a druggie, y'all. He's a druggie. And Marlo decides to say, see, this is why I can't get a man now, because you're always talking about your man and bringing these men around. I'm like, now, girl, you can say a lot of things, but don't put that on your mama. That's your fault why you ain't got a man by now, at this point. You know what I mean? Don't put this on your mama. Because apparently your mama been talking how long? And you're trying to tell her that she's the reason why you ain't got nobody? Don't do that. But I'm confused as to why she's deciding to... Well, okay, before I get into that. So apparently they showed a clip of her, like maybe like 2 days ago, that she called Candy and apologized about the whole Vegas thing. Because, you know, they had gotten into an argument. Really, this whole season, they weren't really effing with each other, y'all. So she tried to apologize and told her, like, you know, her mom's in town. Kind of want you to meet her. And I'm confused as to why, out of all people, you asked Kenny to meet your mom. Like, okay, apologize. Okay, cool. But the whole mom thing, you would think it'd be somebody who you're actually closest with. Maybe Sonya or whoever. But Candy, out of all people, I would not expect you to asked her to meet your mom. So I know it's kind of awkward for her. I can only imagine what Candy was thinking right now, meeting her mom after you just got into it with his, lady's daughter. So that was a little off for me, but yeah. All right, y'all. So it is the day of the show. Our pieces came late, or you want to call it late or early that morning. All her pieces came. Then she got a little extra apparently, so she has 27 pieces now. Thank God, Sheree. You know what I mean? So hopefully she can pull this fashion show off, y'all. It's looking nice. Everyone's getting dressed. All the celebs coming through. The venue looks amazing. So let's get into these looks, y'all. So Candy shows up. She has this royal blue dress on. Looks beautiful. Kenya, I love you, girl, but you look like a disco ball. She had a pretty dress on. However, it is like a disco ball. That's what she was wearing. But let's see. Sonya, she had on this colorful dress. I think it was just doing way too much. It was very bright. I love the colors, but I think for that event it was not suitable. Then Marlo had on like this bodysuit thing, like a leopard. I don't know. They call it chic. I call it, I don't know what it is. So she's there walking down the runway. Everything looks good. Before I even get there, so Tyrone comes through with flowers. Finally meets the mom. The mom didn't even know who he was. I'm sure I had to refer to him as the jailbird for her to realize who Tyrone was. So he came through with flowers. The girls had met Tyrone. They were not feeling him at all. I don't blame them. So yeah, so they go down the runway. Everything's looking nice. I will say this. At first, I was really concerned, y'all, because most of the stuff that came out at first looked more like see-through, have the boobs that hang at the bottom, cheeks out. It looked like lingerie, y'all. And I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be like joggers and like workout wear and stuff like that. So if you're working on this stuff, I'm really concerned for you. But then, as it's going along, got some of the men out with some jogger suits. There was one in particular, y'all. There was this one who came through. He looked really nice. And apparently Kenya was taken by him, y'all. However, what bothered me, the way he was walking down the runway, he was chewing that gum. Y'all, he was the whole time down the runway. I'm like, okay, is it good, bro? But he looked nice. Some joggers did make it down the runway, so some of them looked nice. She had really pretty colors. So some things I'm questioning about, but overall, I think everything came together very, very nicely. Everyone was very supportive. She finally put it off, y'all. Dwight was about to dip on the second, because mind you, the thing started 2 hours late. Probably even later than that. Maybe like 2 hours and a half late. So everyone was ready to go. Some people was probably already leaving. But she decided to pull it off. Everything went nice. So that's how that went. So I think overall this episode, I would rate it 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. So next week is the reunion. So I will be reacting to that. And you guys, I do appreciate the love. I hope you guys do like, comment, subscribe. Join the family. It will be a lot more to come. I will be doing Married to Medicine later on today. So be on the lookout for that also. So, yep. Thank you for watching.